A really quick recap of WWE Monday Night Raw from July 6, 2026 in under 5 minutes. A crazy night for the WWE Championship. Monday Night Raw starts with Sami Zayn arriving at the arena and celebrating his WWE Championship win. Cody Rhodes finds him and they talk about their main event match later on in the evening. As they're talking, Gunther attacks Cody Rhodes, powerbombs him through a table, and kicks a car door into his head. He tells Sami Zayn that he's a fluke champion and that he'll be coming for him next. As Adam Pearce is kicking Gunther out of the building, Nick Aldis arrives and they argue again. Gunther leaves and Nick and Adam argue about how Adam stole SmackDown's main event and because of that, Cody may be hurt. Adam Pearce goes to check on Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes says he's fine, but the trainer won't sign off on him wrestling until they give him further tests. Adam Pearce sends Cody Rhodes to the hospital to be tested further. During an interview with Sami Zayn is informed that Cody Rhodes will not be medically cleared to wrestle tonight. This brings a smile to Sami's face. Before he can get too excited, Adam Pearce cuts him off and tells him that he promised Chicago a WWE Championship match and he's going to deliver. He tells Sami Zayn to stay ready. As Adam Pearce is struggling to find a replacement for Cody Rhodes, Nick Aldis enters his office and tells Adam Pearce that he's found a replacement and that replacement is in the building. Sami Zayn makes his way to the ring for the WWE Championship match, and his challenger is revealed to be CM Punk. Before the match starts, Sami pie faces Punk, pissed off. The two go back and forth for a while, with Sami Zayn eventually hitting a blue thunder bomb for a 2 count. Punk hits an elbow drop and immediately locks Sami in the Anaconda Vice. Sami gets out of it, and the two exchange several near falls before Sami Zayn hits a GTS on Punk. Punk kicks out at 2. Punk tries to hit Sami with a haluva kick, but Sami hits another GTS into a blue thunder bomb, but Punk again kicks out. Sami slaps Punk multiple times, telling him, "I'm the champion now." Punk finally rallies back, avoiding a haluva kick before hitting his own. Punk hits the GTS on Sami to become the new WWE champion. Punk celebrates with the Chicago crowd as Sami sits at ringside, dejected. Seth Rollins kicks off the show. Seth Rollins kicked off the show and came down to the ring to talk about Roman Reigns. He shares that Roman isn't here tonight and talks about how Roman Reigns, even while in the Shield, was always clearly the chosen one. That no matter what, the company would guarantee his success. Seth states that watching someone else be handed the things he had dreamed for since he was a kid broke something within him. That him ending the Shield, that him cashing in the Money in the Bank, and everything since was an effort to keep up with Roman. He says that when Roman told him that he made 10 times more than him while working 10 times less, it made him sick. Because to Seth, the reward was always the work. He says that Roman needs to win at SummerSlam to prove that he isn't a fraud. And Seth needs to win to prove that his hard work means something. LA Knight cuts off Seth Rollins and calls him out for complaining about Roman despite getting a title shot even after losing the King of the Ring tournament. I mean, yeah. He calls out Roman Reigns and the Bloodline for stopping his momentum years ago, and calls out the hypocrisy of Seth doing the same thing to him with the Vision. He says that Seth and Roman are the best at one thing, and that's keeping new guys down. Seth tells him that when he beats Roman, Knight will be the first person he puts in the dirt. As Seth leaves, Jimmy Uso sneaks up behind LA Knight and super kicks him, telling him to keep his family's name out of his mouth. Later on, during an interview, Jimmy Uso says that it's time for him to step up for the Bloodline, and that he's going to SmackDown to find Solo Sikoa. LA Knight tries to confront him, but is attacked and laid out by Jacob Fatu. The World Tag Team Championships. Before the World Tag Team Championship match, Paul Heyman confronts the Vision. He lambasts Breaker for not taking care of Rollins, and Theory for not being able to handle Joe Hendry. He tells them to come back with the titles or to not come back to him at all. The Street Profits and the Vision face each other for the World Tag Team Championships. Toward the end of the match, Logan Paul tries to sneak some brass knuckles to Austin Theory, but he gets caught and ejected. While leaving, Paul sneaks a second pair of knuckles to Breaker. Breaker tries to use them, but the Profits stop him, Ford hitting him with a dive over the corner. While the ref is distracted by Paul, Dawkins grabs the brass knuckles, but is low-blowed by Maxine Dupree. Austin Theory pins Dawkins to win the Vision the World Tag Team Championships. After the match, the Vision celebrates as Theory and Maxine kiss up the ramp. After the match, Paul Heyman tells the Vision that at least someone got something accomplished tonight. Theory says thank you, and Heyman clarifies that he meant Maxine. Breaker, Logan, Theory, and Maxine ride away as Otis and Tozawa try to speak with her. Hell in a Cell preview. Paul Heyman comes to the ring to say that Brock Lesnar is going to destroy Oba Femi in Hell in a Cell. Femi makes his way to the ring and tells Heyman to say it to his face. Heyman tells Femi that Brock was a UFC champion and that he beat The Undertaker not once but twice in Hell in a Cell, and that Femi cannot beat Brock Lesnar. Femi tells Heyman that he's scared because this is the end for Brock Lesnar. He says that he's going to beat Lesnar in front of his friends, his family, his wife, and his children. Femi says that Brock is the only thing keeping him from his destiny and that he's going to walk through hell to get to heaven. The Women's Intercontinental Championship. Raquel Rodriguez challenges Sol Ruca for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. In the closing moments, Sol Ruca goes for the Soul Snatcher, but is stopped by Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez. Raquel hits a spinning side slam, but Ruca kicks out at 2. Io Sky's music hits, but she sneaks up on Morgan and Perez from behind. Io hits a springboard moonsault on the two women to the outside, and as Raquel tries to stop it, Ruca hits her with a Soul Snatcher to retain the title. In a later interview, the Judgment Day tells Io that this isn't over, and that Roxanne will go one-on-one with her next week. The Men's Intercontinental Championship. Joe Hendry cuts a promo stating that he wants the Intercontinental Championship. It is announced that next week there will be a gauntlet match with the winner facing Penta for the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam. The contestants are Dragon Lee, Joe Hendry, Javon Evans, Dominic Mysterio, Ethan Page, Rusev, and Chad Gable. Backstage, Penta's interview is cut off by Ethan Page and Rusev, who tells him that Rey Mysterio won't be in the gauntlet because he's on the shelf. Dragon Lee confronts Page and Rusev about Mysterio. Chad Gable stands up for Dragon Lee. This sets up a tag match between the four later in the night. Before that match, Devon cuts a promo talking about how he's had some ups and downs lately, but that he's going to win the gauntlet and win the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam. Rusev and Ethan Page defeated Chad Gable and Dragon Lee when Rusev made Lee tap out with the Accolade. After the match, Page and Rusev continued to beat up Lee and did the same to Gable when he tried to help. Joe Hendry came to the ring to try to help as well, but after a little bit of offense was overwhelmed and beat down by the two men. In a later interview, Page and Rusev talk about winning the gauntlet, but avoid the question of what happens if they have to face each other next week. What else happened on Monday Night Raw? Bayley cuts a promo talking about how long her and Lyra Valkyria have known each other and how much she values their friendship. Bayley says that she never questioned her trust in Lyra and that she wishes Lyra would have just spoke to her about what was going on. She asks Lyra to meet her in the ring next week. JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio cut a promo telling Danhausen that at Saturday night's main event, JD is going to crush him. Dominic tells him that this can all go away if Danhausen just gives him back the money and uncurses JD.